Hello everybody. We are having a follow-up today for my little dental nightmare that I had. If you didn't see that video, I'm gonna throw it up here. So my appointment was actually 2 weeks ago today, and they did tell me that, okay, so I felt like almost like I was on something, but I really wasn't. I just felt very foggy and like a little bit disoriented that day. So I couldn't really like get my words together. Anyways, what was done was they pulled the tooth, they had to scrape out all of the infection, and then they did the bone graft, which is where they put in a bunch of this powdery paste stuff, and then they put some like flaps on top of it to like keep it held still. I did accidentally blow my nose one time, like I don't even know, a few days after. It was probably 3 or 4 days after. I blew my nose and I totally had like a bunch of pressure up here, and then started tasting like, I don't even know. I don't know what it was. We don't ask questions. Anyways, I did call them and they said there's not really any way to tell whether I messed anything up until after. I did have some little chunks of the bone graft. Okay, so I'm gonna explain what a bone graft is, and this is really gross. This is actually kind of nauseating to me, but it had to be done if I ever want a chance of like getting an implant, which I know they're very expensive, so it's gonna be a while. But if I want the opportunity to do an implant, you have to get a bone graft, and since they were already pulling the tooth out and in there anyways, I figured I would have them do that. Okay, so what it is, oh, it's so gross. What it is they actually use bone from a cadaver. It is ground up and then made into a like paste, I believe, and then they kind of pack everything in there, and then they have these flaps, and I think what this white flap is like a membrane from like a cow or a pig. So it's so gross. I did research afterwards. I did ask him initially, like, what is this bone graft made out of, because I realized like it has to be some type of bone material. And when he told me it was from cadavers, I was like, oh, okay. Anyways, so they pack all this stuff up there and it kind of seals in and creates that bone there, that bone loss that we had. So I feel like I'm all over the place. I'm super nervous about going to this as expected. But today I was eating breakfast and that flap kind of came loose and it's just like dangling by like the side, and so I called them and they were able to get me in. They're gonna do, I think this is going to be my follow-up appointment where they're gonna take it out and then make sure it's like healing correctly and everything. So that is what we're doing today. It wasn't supposed to be for about another week and a half, but because this came loose, I am having them take it out because it's really gross. It's staying pretty put right now, but like anytime I like swallow or chew anything or drink anything, it like wiggles around and then bleh, bleh. I'm sorry if you're squeamish. Okay, if you want to see a picture of what I have going on right now and what it looks like, I'm going to show it in 3, 2, 1. Okay, sorry if you didn't like that, but anyways, I always find it interesting when I'm watching like videos like this, like what it looks like and the different steps. It's nice for me to know. I'm a visual person, so I like to like see, and I wasn't sure what was gonna happen with this, like if they were just gonna remove it or if it was gonna like fall out. They explained everything very well at the appointment, but as you guys saw, I was a little bit distraught and like I was not paying enough attention to that. I was paying attention to the tooth being ripped out of my head while I could feel it. Anyways, wow, this light's so much better. My mom is actually watching the kids right now, which is super nice. She's like the only ones really we're in like any type of contact with. I have been going to her house and making masks, and then she has come over here. All right, let's go get this checked out. So nervous, so nervous. Just felt it was a good time. It was such a good time. I do want to say thank you so much to everybody that commented on that video because you guys were super sweet. I'm so thankful for all of you. going through this, I'm like, oh my gosh, I never know. I always get nervous, like posting videos, like what are people gonna think? How things could be twisted. I don't see how really that could be twisted at all, but you just never know. Or like people that are like, oh, you're just doing things for the vlog, when there's like literally no way I could have done that for the vlog. But I just get nervous, so I just want you guys to know I appreciate you a lot for all the positive and sweet comments that you guys put on that video. I always appreciate it, because that's what's encouraging to me, is seeing you guys, hearing from you, even the ones that don't comment. I know there's a lot of people that watch that video, and I just appreciate you guys. Okay, before I start crying again in a video, let's get to the oral surgeons. Alaska in the spring. Oh my good night. This is breakup in Alaska. Oh my gosh, there's so much water, guys. My engine was just steaming. Hopefully I didn't do anything bad to it. You couldn't even tell what the road was, so I think it went off the road a little. On that note, I get the question all the time, like, when is the best time of year to come? And I'm always like, I don't know, it just kind of depends what you want. Like, come in the summertime if you want warm, and wintertime if you want to see winter, or 40 below. But I am going to say right now, do not come in April. It is the ugliest time of year in Alaska. There is like rocks, like our parking lots are just pure rock. It doesn't look that bad in that shot, but our parking lots are covered in rocks because all winter long it snows, and then they have to lay rocks down, and then it snows again, so it's another layer of snow, and then they gotta put more rocks. And then you have things like this where like there's literally lakes in the parking lots or the roads, and everything is brown, everything is just wet, and it's just the ugliest time of the year here. It's not pretty. Just my 2 cents. Okay, also, I posted this on Instagram, but has anybody else found a good way to wear these without looking like you got a mullet? I have to tuck my hair behind my ears so the strings stay. I just look like Joe Exotic right now. All right, I am going to head in there, hopefully get this thing taken care of. Obviously not gonna film while I'm in there. A lot of doctors don't like that. All right, let's go. That appointment went super well. He just like looked at it and then grabbed some little thingy pinchy things, grabbed it and just pulled on it, and then it came out. He looked at it once the flap was removed and saw it looks really good. He said it still looks pretty tender in there, so he said be really careful. Just don't be like trying to chew stuff over there for a few weeks. If you want to see a picture of what it looks like right now, I'm gonna show you again. I feel like this whole video needs like a graphic images, but I'm gonna show you that in 1, 2, 3. It actually looks really good. It's not really that gory, but I have an appointment in about 3.5 months for a implant consultation. I'm hesitant because it's probably gonna be a lot longer than that before I get an implant. Actually, I know it is, because I think they're like $6,000 here. So that's gonna be a while. They wanted to heal up, make sure that bone is all fused in there and everything. Man, it sure feels good to have that little flap out of there. What else we have planned today? This is kind of fun. We have a drive-by birthday, and it's going to be there. We have a friend that their 8-year-old has a birthday today, and everybody at 6 o'clock is gonna drive by. So we're gonna make some cards. I got a big bag of candy for him. I'm just gonna like leave the bag or hand it to him or whatever. But we're all gonna drive by and we're gonna honk and say happy birthday. Maybe we'll play some happy birthday on the radio. I don't know. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So we will have that later. But for now, I think, and oh my gosh. I just watched a truck go like so far in the water. I'm not sure how that truck's He is is just like rallying through the water. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go park over here and see if I can catch somebody. Show you what I did when I went. We'll find a different way out of here. All right, I've made it home. I'm eating some lunch right now with my girl. Speaking of, it is the last day of her being 1. Huh, how did it go so fast? She copies my laugh. I have a cackle when I start laughing really hard. If you follow me on either TikTok or Instagram, you've probably heard it. I have a terrible cackle where it just, I mean, it's like, so cute. I go from like a normal person's laugh to like, it's like a switch gets flipped and it just turns into a straight cackle. Speaking of that, I posted a video on TikTok that was super funny. So I was playing with the kids outside and there's a huge puddle, and the day before they had played in it and they were just wet from head to toe. So the next day I was like, okay, we're gonna go outside, but let's not get too crazy because I don't wanna have to wash your winter gear. It's like cold enough that you kinda need winter gear, but you also get like drenched. So like it's a lot of work when they come inside. Anyways, so I was like, let's just not get super wet today. So this is what he did to not get wet. I'm not really sure what's happening here. I think he wants to go in the water. I told him not to get wet. That's actually pretty smart. You're so cute. There's so many people waiting on us to figure out how to do it. We don't know where we're going. I don't know, it feels so bad. Happy birthday, Happy birthday, Happy birthday. Keep going. Bye. Bye. All right, so I'm gonna explain what I was laughing so hard at, which now that I think about it, it's really not that funny, but we were like one of the first ones there, and so we got put in the front of the parade. Well, there was like, what, 10 vehicles? Yeah. Probably 10 vehicles. And we turned down the wrong street, and then like the person behind us knew we turned down the wrong street, so they stopped. And then like we backed up, but then like the person that was behind us was like holding up all the traffic, waiting for us to go first. Anyways, I was just laughing because that's all you could do. It's all I could do. I felt so bad. Everyone's like, what are they doing? Yeah, I was following GPS instead of like the route she told us to take. And anyways, it was funny. Yeah, that's what watch GPS in Alaska. I know. It'll lead you into a runway. Been a minute since we came and got the mail. Holy smokes. That was a lot of fun going to the little drive-by birthday party. What a great idea to get people to come by and make him feel special and all that. It was a good time. We did go and check our mail today, and I had Caroline sent me a box of jellies, and I am so excited to try them. So I talked about having pepper jelly and how we loved it with like cheese and crackers. And she home makes all this pepper jelly. I have to show you really quick because it's pretty amazing. Look at all these little jellies, like such fun little flavors. Pineapple habanero, pepper jelly, blueberry lemon, grapefruit habanero, and satsuma? I'm not sure if that's how you say it, but I am so excited to try these. So thank you so much, Caroline. That is so sweet of you to send that whole box. Another thing, and I've been meaning to do this for the last few videos, but it's been a lot of like ucky stuff going on and I didn't feel right doing it. But there is a 12-year-old girl that watches my channel and her name is Sarah. And she wanted a little shout out and I am happy to shout you out, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, for the beautiful card. I am so thankful to have all of you guys following us. I love seeing little notes, even just a comment. I enjoy hearing from you guys. All right, I am going to end this one. I did ask for a bunch of questions for Q&A on my Instagram, but as always, I think I talked too much on this one and this is gonna be a full vlog. So I'm going to have a Q&A in the next video. If you do have any questions for me, please leave a comment down below and I would love to answer as many questions as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!